What? Okay. Hello, and welcome to the third out of four episodes. Of We're Not Wizards. Yes, we're back. We've managed to save up enough money to, in other words, rent a little bit more server space, so we've got enough space to record another episode after this.
It's amazing.
My name is Richard. I am a member of a duo of people that would possibly be like Batman versus Superman, except without the fighting bit. It's my Batman, except without the cowl and fighting crime. It's Colin.
It is Colin, and you are Richard. Yes.
Yes, I am.
But I must ask you, Richard, do you bleed?
That's getting. You seen Sad Affleck yet? Or Sad?
I've went and saw it today. It was
it any good?
I enjoyed it. I thought I was going to detest the film, but I actually enjoyed it.
I'm getting a lot of that. I'm hearing a lot of that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about superhero comic drama kind of thingies, stuff, etc.
You will.
We're not wizards. And we're here to talk about board games. And tonight's episode, it is Easter.
It is.
And
the day of chocolate.
The day of chocolate. The day that Jesus rolled a 20 and managed to get a resurrection spell going.
Yes.
Yes. But this episode is entitled...
You hate role-playing games, don't you?
I totally do. Ashes from the Forge We Never Played. And that'll come into that'll give a lot of meaning in a while, but that'll probably have to cut out that entire introduction because
it was awful.
Awful. Alright. Okay. The reason we're doing this, as we always say, there's simply not enough podcasts about board games, and there is...
Definitely not enough podcasts of two middle-aged, going-nowhere men.
I'm not middle-aged.
Well, I feel middle-aged.
Alright, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So as we say today, we've been stuffing ourselves with chocolate bunnies, chocolate eggs, and because, well, having 3 kids allows me to go out and buy as much chocolate as I could possibly find.
I'm just overweight, so I don't need the excuse.
There you go.
It's easy.
There you go. Quick obviously shout outs, as we always like to do shout outs and spread the word about maybe other people that you would maybe want to speak to or listen to or hear from. First of all, thanks to everybody who helped us get to the magical 450 downloads. Have you been clicking away again?
Yeah.
I thought so. I don't want to say anything.
It is a shame that people don't have anything better to do.
But thank you very much to everybody who's listened so far, and especially a couple of people to mention. You can find them obviously usually on Twitter and the local channels, but a lot of them do their own podcasts, a lot of them do their own thing. Special shout out to to BoardGraemes, who you can find on Twitter. He does a little YouTube series which is good. The boy is a Scottish boy as well.
Oh!
So there you go. So hello, BoardGraemes. Go and check him out on YouTube. He's worth a little look. We have the list of magnificence. A couple of new people I've been listening to. Thank you to my shenanigans on Twitter. MassmoviecideUK. It's Trevor. It's Gary. They're talking about movies.
Oh, did they talk about movies?
Yes, they do. They're very good at talking about movies. Recently, they did Django Unchained, which was very good. If you like to have a mixture between talking about video games and talking about pop culture, head over to Twin Humanities, fabulous friends of the show who gave us a shout out.
Oh, that's good.
That was the lovely. Yes, head over at Twin Humanities. They are absolutely fantastic. Especially big shout out to the fantastic Paddy and also CJ as well. Both perfect gentlemen. New people I've been listening to: Gamefinity. That's video game related. Christian, John, and Josh. So hello to you. BehindtheBarricade, which is John and Daniel. What do you think they talk about?
Behind the Barricade must be frontline tactical maneuvers, I would imagine.
I thought lame as myself. It's actually all about rock.
Oh, it's all about rock.
And I think they're all about the New Jersey rock scene. So they're like,
Oh.
hey, we're gonna talk about some rock music. Yeah.
I'm rocking here.
I'm rocking here. I'm playing the drums here. Get away, get out of it. So we just lost the listener there.
Yep.
But that's John and Daniel. They're doing quite well. Again, very quickly, Stu and Andy at Films&Swearing would very much like you to go over and listen to them.
So is that about films with swearing, or?
No, they talk about films and they say naughty words.
Oh.
Which is quite good. And then last but not least, a big shout out to TokuPodcast, which is a bundle of energy that is known as Holly and Kate, who do a fabulous little podcast where they talk about all manner of things. And they're worthwhile kind of checking out. They've been doing it for ages. It's fun. It's fantastic. It's worthwhile looking at. But anyway, today, Easter, we have been playing some games, haven't we? Well, we've been trying to play some games.
we tried.
We attempted to play some games. That's why we held off on the podcast. Because being two men of action that we are, we find out sometimes we don't have enough time to do what we were promising you on the last show. So, but if we start off, we did play Ashes Rise of the Phoenix Born, which, just as a reminder, is Plaid Hat Games. I do love Plaid Hat Games. This is a game designed, put together by Isaac Vega, who was also involved in a bit of Dead of Winter as well.
Was he?
Yes, I think so. I need to check that. But sometimes I just like to drop Dead of Winter into every podcast.
You do.
And we're gonna play
theme.
that. Yeah, we're gonna play that one day. It's going for what do we see? £32 on Amazon. I've saw it for.
I've not looked.
You've not even
because
looked,
you own a
I've
copy,
got it.
so
And there's no
I
point
don't
in
need
you
to
buying.
buy
Yeah,
it.
there's no point in you buying it at all. Right? Okay. Tell me or tell them. Hello, them. Tell them. Ashes, Rise of the Phoenix Born.
Ashes is it's a card game, so you have these pre-made packs of wizards. I know we're not wizards, and yet we keep on playing games where we're wizards. But you play this wizard, and you summon magical monsters to fight for you, and you call on allies to protect your wizard, and you attempt to beat up the other wizard. It's quite a simple game. The card mechanics are very simple. You roll some dice, which is an odd mechanic for a card game, and that allows you to spend those dice on casting your spells or summoning your allies.
It's like Marvel Dice Masters. It
It's
reminded me
a
of.
little bit of Marvel Dice Masters. That same roll the dice, and you then use the effects you've got from the dice to be able to summon things. So you'll have certain amounts of dice of a certain type, and that will allow you an energy that you might need, or the other types of dice will give you a different type of resource pool that you would need to summon a creature. It's I found it very simple.
You enjoyed it,
taught
didn't
me
you?
how to play it in what it was, 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that. The good thing about it is it's quite simple. You've got a row of spells, and then you've got units you can bring in, and then you've got conjurations which you can cast from the spells. Now, unlike other games where you seem to be, you have a set number of spaces that you can fill up. So you'll have like you can field 5 units, or you can have 4. You can cast 4 spells. You can kind of double them up, and if you double up the right cards, you kind of focus them.
Yeah.
Which kind of increases the power. And it's basically when you play, you get a main move and you get a kind of a side move.
Yeah.
And the main move you kind of are attacking, or you're using a main move with a combination of dice to bring another card in, or you're using it to maybe do a kind of like a magic effect or something along those lines. But the artwork is stunning.
Yeah, it's a very, very pretty game.
I've looked. I mean, I mentioned obviously a couple of weeks ago, well, a month or two ago, playing Pokemon. And while the cards are nice, the artwork can vary. It's not a standard kind of artwork. You get different artists kind of brought in. And it's the same in Magic as well.
It's the same in Magic in that route of there is so many different artists that Magic have used over the years. Magic is probably the most known, largest card collecting game in the world just now.
Yes.
But the artwork is hit and miss. Well, not so much now that it's a massive company. But in the early days, they had some atrocious artwork on some
yeah,
of
I've
the
seen
cards.
it. I've seen some of the older stuff, and you're like, "This is worth £100?
Yes.
Are you joking me?"
It just looks like a lotus,
It
black lotus.
It looks like it's been drawn by Darren, aged 5, in
I
crayon.
had one, and I threw it away when I threw away all my Magic cards because I was young.
Oh, and stupid,
Yes.
and foolish, and reckless, and fantastic. And obviously, once you play your card, you exhaust your card, and then you also get to the level where you're using up your dice.
Yeah.
But you get moves where the deck I was playing with, which was like a witch doctory or doctoress or just doctor, they had the ability to actually add in units into your line of attack.
Yes.
And if they were still in the line of attack at the end of the round, then you got damage.
Yep.
You managed to kind of get rid of them. But the idea was to fill up your line with as many of these voodoo dolls as possible to stop you from having an effective form of kind of attack.
Unfortunately, the guy you picked out for me was your wizard's exact counterpiece of his whole... Everything about him was to do little points of damage for no actions, effectively. So you were putting out these monsters, and it was like, ping, it's dead, ping, it's dead.
Just massively so. It can actually last quite long as well. I think once you pick it up,
I don't think so. I think once you know how to play it, it'd only be faster, really. At least if I was playing.
Half hour? 45 minutes?
I'd say you're looking about 20 minutes a game, really.
But we really... Well, you really like it, obviously, because...
Well, I did win. I think he let me win.
I didn't let him win. I was absolutely gutted. It was it was quite late at night when we played, and there's a very, very good reason for that. But we would say, if you are considering... Well, I'm speaking for both of us when I shouldn't be. I would say if you're considering getting something different, decent looking, a very quick, easy game to pick up, and there's already a couple of expansions being announced.
Oh, so they're going to build.
So they're going to build on it, and there's certainly space in the box for quite a few expansions. I'd recommend getting it. Yeah, would you?
It's not the sort of game that I would collect, but if I wanted a space filler, then maybe yeah. If someone sat down and threw that on the table, I would definitely sit down and play with them.
Cool. Good stuff. Okay. Anything you've been playing?
Lots of things, man.
Tell me.
Basically, nothing new, unfortunately. I've been taking old games off the shelf and replaying them.
So... Frostgrave?
Yes, yeah. We played our next game in the campaign, the mighty campaign. So that was game 3 of the campaigin.
And how long have you been playing it for?
Well, since our first podcast.
Yeah,
we've managed 3 whole games of the campaign.
That's good. And how are you getting on with your... Is it your chrono sorcery mancery guy?
No, he's dead. So I'm on to Soothsayer now.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
No, it's alright. He was rubbish.
Was he not very good?
Soothsayer's epic.
Well, he probably didn't turn up on time.
No, he was late to the
15 minutes late.
Oh, God.
You're rubbish.
No, just
Where were you?
in time.
I was just getting a cup of tea.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't freeze the battlefield for a cup of tea. die.
No, die. Yes.
So that's it. So you just get wiped out in a campaign, and that was it.
No, I dropped him before the first match. Yes, I know.
Ooh, you burned him.
I shot him.
You got rid of him.
I shot him. I changed up.
Did you have a name for him?
No.
Did you not give him a name?
I should give him a name.
Should we give him a name just now, just in case he's out there crying?
Right. Well, I'm looking on Twitter. Twitter says no.
Okay, that's fine. Well, let's move on. What else you been playing?
Oh gods. Right. This is a terrible name to try and pronounce, but it is YS. It's a little game called YS. It's from Rio Grande Games.
Isn't that an old computer game?
No.
No?
It might be.
I knew that. I heard of a game called Wise.
Wise. I don't know how to
It's
pronounce
a YS.
It's just YS, capital YS.
What does it stand for?
It's a name of an old city, apparently.
Oh, right. It's not like your Sinclair.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
What's it about? What's the message?
It's about trading gems.
Yes! That sounds...
It's a brilliant little game. You bid on areas of the city that you want to try and control.
Okay.
And if you control certain areas of the city, you get gems.
Oh.
And then the value of the gems is a whole different part of the game. So you're also blind bidding to try and change the value of different gems to make more gems. You know, you've got red, blue, green, yellow, and diamond is just like a different game, and then black pearls, which are also a different, out of this circle. The more black pearls you have, the more points you'll get for having black pearls. But the second part of the game is blind bidding on the value of the actual gems. It's really brilliant. You just have these little tokens, which are they have their points value on one side, and every turn you must place down one of them face up, one of them face down.
All right. So
each the city is split into 4 parts, and each part has 3 levels. So lowest level will that is the gems that have come into the city, because that's the ports.
Right.
And then the next level is you get these sort of special ability cards.
Is it quite a big game?
It's actually really tiny. But it is got lots of bits in a small box. It's a glorious little game. But this whole blind bidding
you love that, don't you?
mechanism is just brilliant, because you put that one face down, and is that my 4-point token, or is that just my 2-point token, or is it a 0-point token? Because people don't know. It is all about bluffing. And you've got that face up one, so people can see, he spent his 3 over there, so he can't have an expensive one trying to block off this zone. It's a brilliant game. And of course, when you have, it's a game that actually works better with more players, because you have more competition going on.
So how many players can it take?
It can take up to 4, but with the expansion it adds in a 5th player.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
And how much is it roughly?
Gods, you pick it up for 20 quid.
£20.
Yeah.
20 British pounds.
It's quite an old game, so you'd have to hunt round for it.
All right. But you could probably get it for
I got it out of the works for a tenner. So
no.
Yes, yeah.
They're such a good place if you get the right place.
Yeah.
We have to talk about that. Kind of where we get our board
games.
Where
we get our
We'll
our
have to
board
have a
game
discussion.
Where do we get our fix?
Where's our dealer? Where's our dealer? Let's talk about something that we need to talk about. We did say on the last podcast that one of the games we were going to get off the shelf was going to be the game that I pluraled all the time.
You love that
and
game.
Listened back again and again and said, it's not Forge Wars, it's Forge War.
Forge War.
So an apology to, was it Isaac Childress, for calling his game.
Yeah, he
wrong.
shamed you for that,
He
didn't he?
did. I got shamed on Twitter. He actually got me blocked. He sent me a message and said, "Get out of it." But anyway, so this is why we ended up playing Ashes so late.
Ashes so late and being so tired.
And it was because we decided, let's play Forge War.
Yes.
And we did what we always do, which is to sit down and we had a run through of the rules.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the best way to play a game, in my opinion, is to get all the components out, have them sitting on the table, and then just play through the rules as we go to kind of get a grasp of it. The time caught up with us.
Yeah.
Well, Stu going home caught up.
Well, I had to leave you early, but
yeah,
we still wasted many hours.
We wasted many hours. It looked interesting when I read it. As we're reading through, and again, we're going to play a game and we're going to talk about it fully, but the mining side seemed new and interesting.
Once we got the fundamentals of it down, you could see how that would be a good part of the game. Real fun. Almost like the blind bidding that was going on about.
And then
got my juices up.
And then the forging.
Yes.
Getting our weapons sorted out. And then finally kind of going on the adventuring.
Yeah.
The one thing I think that held us up was that there was so many cards, but we didn't realise we didn't need all of the cards until we kind of started reading through. Because there's different levels depending on the type of game that you want to play. You've got like red cards, there's green cards, there's purple
they all
cards.
came into it. It was just when you were playing the base game, like we were intending to, we were busily looking at all these cards that weren't part of the base game. They're all for the expanded. You've played it a couple times.
The kind of the bigger campaign, the more I think they call it the epic. The epic quest.
The 5-hour game.
The 5-hour game, because that was the 3-hour game, the 3-hour setup. It kind of, I guess, I did find though that there is a walkthrough that we can get now.
All right.
A let's play. So I'm going to sample that let's play because it really helped me with Ashes. It gave me a grasp.
No, I normally when we play a new game, I normally get the time and will watch one or two let's plays of a game being played. I find that's how I learn games, through watching other people play it. I find that a lot easier than wading through manuals. Just me personally.
I think it's worthwhile doing as well. If you're a game designer out there, getting a video of your game being played on YouTube can really, 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 really kind of help, and it can certainly. So I'm kind of excited. I'm looking forward to getting kind of Forge Wars done and dusted, because it does look like a game.
No, it does look a good
really
game.
good.
I think I will enjoy playing it. It's got an awful lot of the stuff I like.
Yes, I think we just need to get down, knuckle under, and kind of get it done. And that was kind of one of the reasons why the podcast is like 4 weeks.
4 weeks overdue.
Down the line.
Yep.
Than where it was, because we were trying to find the time to get, we were trying to find the time to kind of play it. So we will get it done. We will probably come back to you. We'll do a nice little long review of it and tell you if it's worth worth your time, giving it a shot yourself. So it sounds quite good. So that's what we've been kind of playing, what we've been up to. Apart from that, I've been playing kind of Ashes where I can, because I've gone through. I think I've now played with a few of the decks, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it so far. So we'll see how we get on. Obviously we need to move on to our next section.
Yep.
What we're planning to get off the shelf.
Ooh.
Well, we've already talked about Forge War.
Yes.
So we're going to put that to one side.
It's going to be taken off that shelf.
It is going to be taken. It is off the shelf. I'm going to bring it in.
Yep.
We're going to play it. We're going to have another night, and we're going to get that sorted. The next thing that we are going to go into, this is your choice.
This is my choice. Yes. Yeah.
Now you're going to pronounce this, because looking at this, I can't. I can't pronounce it. What's it called?
Pax Prefora Mariana.
Pax Prefora Mariana.
Yes. We will obviously put a written description down.
We'll put a link in, and Colin will put in a full apology for
Yes.
the pronunciation as well. We'll put that on Twitter as well. That looks like it says peace. Pax is peace, isn't
yes,
it?
Yes, yeah.
It
It's,
is. Okay. Right. Let's. So, Colin, tell me about this game of peace.
Peace,
Pax.
peace, the Pax, yes.
The Pax. Was that what that means? Because I thought that's what that meant.
Yes, yeah. It's set in Mexico, and it's set during the instability, just after the whole, just before the First World War, when the Mexicans had a really big period of instability.
Oh, right, okay.
And you're playing a landowner. It's a card game.
Oh, right, okay.
You're playing a landowner and you're trying to gain wealth to the point where you can overthrow the government and you can install yourself.
Sounds like my kind of
It is
game.
a good game. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It is quite. It's like really, really interesting, and it's every single card has a bit of Mexican history on it.
See, I like that.
So when you're bored and you're waiting for your turn to go, you
can-
have a whole hand of history to read all the way through, and it's really interesting stuff. It goes into minute detail of everything that happened during the time period that it's set in. How do you explain the game? It is the most complicated game I've ever looked at playing.
And is that why we haven't played it?
That is why we haven't played it,
because it is complicated.
It is complicated in Hades, and what happens is I always get left to learn the rules, and no one ever helps me, and I end up moaning.
Oh, right, here we go. Are we going there already? It's because you pick up this stuff straight away. I'm not a very logical person. I tell you what, I will swear, hand on my heart, in front of all 15 people that potentially could listen, including the 13 that we click.
Yeah.
That I will sit down and I will go through the rules.
Okay.
Of Pat. As God is my witness, I shall do this for you.
Okay.
It should be fantastic.
If you don't want to do that, the Dice Tower has 2 25-minute videos on how to play the game.
Alright, okay.
And it's very informative, and the guy does a brilliant job of explaining the rules.
So let's do that, and then let's get that played. So let's play Forge War.
Yep.
Let's play Pax Perforiana.
Oh, you can say it.
Oh, I can say
can
it.
say
Thank
it.
you.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I went to theatre school. I'm trying to do my... No, I'm not going to do that.
No.
I did a really crap Patrick Stewart impression before we started. But I'm not going to do it now because it was crap.
Well, we'll listen to that thunderous applause.
No, there's not.
No.
Okay. Last thing I'm going to bring into the fray that we're going to play, and we're kind of like, I know, last time we said we were going to play a couple of games, we managed to play 50%.
50% of what we promised.
Of the games. So let's raise the ante, and let's add on another game that we're going to play. Yes, it's Cool Mini or Not. It's done by Super Robot Punch. It is Rivet Wars.
But Richard, we've played Rivet Wars.
But we've not played it for these good people here.
No, we've not played it for
and
the
we've
people.
We've played the simplified version as well.
Yeah, we haven't played the full game.
But the
I've not played the full game.
And the simplified version is just a case of attack, move, attack, move, attack, move.
There's more to it, Richard?
You have all these wonderful cards that you can bring into the game. You can play in the rounds that affect your strategy, that affect the terrain.
What is Rivet Wars?
Rivet Wars.
Imagine the First World War.
Imagine the First World War if it was designed by alarm clocks and people that kind of like steampunk but more clicked
Imagine
away
if
from...
it was steampunk meets LOL so cute.
Yes. Somebody had done... Was it those bobblehead things that
Bobblehead steampunk.
Bobblehead steampunks, cartoons, anime...
Cartoony bobblehead
World War
steampunk World War One
type...
Maggio line over the top.
Just amazing.
Gun down.
Brilliant. Shot. Down in his prime.
Yes.
Finished and over.
It's a really good, fun little game.
It's very, very beautiful looking. And hats off to the kind of the miniatures. When the miniatures... I remember when I unboxed this to look at the miniatures. And it was kind of like, oh, let's open this up. And it's like... when we opened up the box, because you kind of... They're stunning.
Yeah.
The sculpts are really, really good. And it's somebody that obviously likes their craft and likes their trade, because the attention to detail and all the little pieces is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very, very well done. And the basic game is you have terrain boards, you have kind of little trenches, you have it's a World War One trench warfare.
It's
That's
trench
what it
warfare, yeah. And
but you have different machines, and every round you get a chance to buy or bring another unit on.
well, your men get gunned down just like in World War One.
Yeah, totally.
Except they're lol so cute.
Yeah.
But
and the other side of it, what's interesting is that it's a rock paper scissors type thing. So the infantry can take on other infantry.
Yeah.
But the infantry can't go up against a mechanized tank; they just get absolutely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it not that long ago, but it was a war of attrition when you play it without the additional kind of rules and cards and stuff like that. That really brings in such an extra dimension. So me and Colin, you played it?
I've played it once, and
Yes.
I've watched it played once.
So me and Colin are going to play this game. We're going to bring in all the cards and all the additional rules, and we're going to report back and say whether or not you should
waste your money on it.
Waste your money on it. Get it. Or maybe not. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, what do we do now? We look at the notes and we go to... We're going to get jingles for this eventually.
Jingles?
I don't know. No, not jingles. Jingles.
We're going to have to get that on chain, aren't we?
Okay. Give it a kick.
Give it a kick.
Give it a kick. What's Give It a Kick about? What do we do in Give It a Kick?
Well, we talk about Kickstarter and all the exciting things on it.
Kickstarter. We mention a couple of games that we've maybe seen on Kickstarter, which we think they've got plenty of time left.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are funded. Some of them need a little bit of your help. And they're usually worthwhile looking at. We usually try and pick games which are from the smaller type studios.
Indies, yeah, because I don't want to give Mantic any more of my money.
Oh, no, hold off.
Oh, I went too early. Oh, no.
Hold back. Yes, let's stop yourself and wipe it clean. First one I'm going to bring to... Remember when we started and we had the lovely Jeff? And Jeff had some really kind words to say about the podcast.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And he says, guys, you're all right, but you're a bit quiet.
Right.
And you kind of chastised you kind of chastised me for kind of what I said to him. Well, it turns out that Jeff
was right.
Jeff was right. And second, that's why we're recording kind of about 2 inches away from the mic, and I'm getting bits of spit on it. But one of the things that Jeff is also doing is Jeff is getting involved in the Kickstarter game himself.
Is he? What's he doing?
He is doing a game called Sonzali. It means without friends. No, it doesn't. It means without allies or napals or doing it yourself.
It's the French.
It's kind of like the French. It's a tactical war game which is solitaire, so you can play it. You can play it by yourself. And it works on the premise of the mechanics are behind like Pyramid Solitaire. And the way Pyramid Solitaire works is that you have to start on the bottom row, and then what you have to do is you have to work your way up. So, as I say, starting with the bottom row, your job is to draw resource cards from your deck, and then use those resource cards in order to eliminate the bottom row, and then you go up the row. And the idea is that different cards are different terrain.
Okay.
And also there's cards which are like bases. And the idea is that you are meant to take over all of these bases and therefore stop your enemy, who is the deck, basically the pyramid you see in front of you, is to stop them from building the ultimate weapon of evil.
Alright.
So one of the ways you do that is you do that by kind of capturing bases. So based on the cards that you draw, you use those as resources. You then go into a battle phase, and you use these resources to invade. And the idea is you make your way all the way up to the pyramid, and basically get yourself to the top and kind of win the game.
Alright.
Now,
okay.
Just giving you a couple of facts here, off of the old
interwebs.
The old interwebs, because we like to be factual as well as damn good looking, which you can't see. Yeah, so you get region cards and you get the enemy capital card at the top, so you got to capture or claim the enemy capital card, but you can't remove anything from the pyramid until you remove the 2 cards which are directly under that card.
So you can serpentine your way up then?
Yes, you basically can, yes. So you do an invasion, so you gather your military cards, and units have got strength value, and then you've got defense values which you've got to overcome. There is dice involved though, Colin.
Ooh, lovely.
So that is the...
We love dice.
Why are you looking at me like that? The element of chance is always potentially a very, very good thing. It looks kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting for those that maybe want to just play a game themselves in the afternoon.
That would be the solitaire part of it. Yeah.
Anything else obvious you want to bring into it? There is a video on YouTube which kind of takes you through how it's played. At the moment, I believe it is still got some time to go. It's got 18 days to go.
18 days.
Over 2 weeks.
So it's ready for that half-hour rush at the end.
It's only, I guess you can, and there's not really any stretch goals.
No.
So you can jump in for like, you can jump in with like $20, which is about 16 quid.
Yeah. And
then international shipping is, I think it's about £8. No, sorry, it's $8 as well.
$8, so that'd be about 6 quid.
Yeah.
So
card game
23
looks
quid.
decent. Yeah, not bad. As I say, it's got 18 days to go. It's currently round about the halfway mark. So if you are interested in doing something different, obviously we'll link it in the show notes. But Jeff's been quite nice to us, so it's about time, we thought we'd give Jeff a quick shout out, because obviously we are corrupt, and we'll do anything for a nice word. Well, I'll do anything for a nice word. Colin's got moral fibre. You have, haven't you?
Ethics, man. Ethics.
It's all about ethics in board gaming. So that's Sans Ali. It's called Solitaire Game of War. You can follow Jeff on Past Go Games. So it's that's Twitter.
Oh, Twitter, yes.
Yeah,
I know all about
the Twitter.
The tweets.
The tweets and the retweets.
Oh, and you can retweet things.
And the followings and the GIFs. You can do GIFs.
Oh, okay.
You can put a tweet with a GIF on it.
Ooh.
You're still not convinced, are you?
No.
We've got about 250 followers. Yes.
Oh, God.
They're not all.
Yes, no. When you have tweets from us, half of them obviously come from me.
Yes.
Obviously.
All the good ones. All the good ones without GIFs and with plenty of whip and joie de vivre. I don't even know what that means. So anyway, we're getting past the thing. If, go and check out Sans Ali.
Okay.
Pascal Games.
I will do.
See what happens. Could be good. The second one that I've seen, which I'm not sure, but it could be quite decent, is, and I'll put this in the show notes as well, it is called Ophidian.
Ophidian.
2316. Survival of the Fittest. And it's just strategic.
Strategic. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm helping.
You are. It's a strategic card game. And it's by a company called Hack and Slash Games.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Noticing a very militant theme this Easter.
Yes. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know why.
Where did all the nice games go?
We'll have to dig out Machi Kori. We'll have to dig that out. And we've already talked about love letters, so we can't bring that. Oh, we need to talk about Hive at some point, though.
Oh, Hive. Yes, I do love Hive.
Yes, you have to bring in Hive.
Not this week.
Not this week, though. We've already mentioned in our 7 games. That's just what we do. We just ultimately mention all the games. Let's talk Pandemic.
I hate that game.
I think it's crap. I don't like it either. And it's, I'm not interested in Pandemic Legacy. Legacy?
Legacy. Is that like the Risk Legacies? Sorry,
yes.
We're going off topic again. Sorry.
Ripping the cards. Anyway, Ophidian 2360. Survival of the Fittest. It's a standalone game and it's also an expansion. And it's actually a sequel to the original Ophidian, but it contains the same core gameplay but adds new characters. You can play 2360 with 2350.
Okay.
The idea is that basically it's a gladiatorial combat game.
Oh, right. Okay.
Where you face off. It's 2 to 4 players. Now, the 4-player interests me because while I love Ashes, I'd like to get maybe involved in a 3 or 4 player game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it could be good. It's the same way even like, your Netrunners of this world and we'll leave that again. But you bring your gladiators to the table to fight into the arena to establish a winner. And you can either establish a winner by beating the other guy to a bloody or greeny or bluey pulp. Or you can win the love and affection of the crowd, basically. Or
Ashes and dust.
The favour of the crowd. Shall I give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Ah, okay.
Or something like that. The artwork kind of caught my eye. The artwork's kind of
like your artwork.
I do like, but I'm a bit of a drawer myself. But it's they're saying that it kind of rewards your skill. That it's not just a bashing and beat them down until they kind of until you kind of win. It's an expandable card game, so the Kickstarter offers either 2 decks or 4 decks, depending if you're feeling you want to get involved or if you're a little bit rich with the money. If you want to jump in a bit quicker, you can go up to the 4 decks, and you can also kind of purchase playmats as well.
Oh, right.
So they're kind of trying to offer the kind of the full experience. They've got multiple kind of pledge levels all the way up to kind of like your retail kits. Some nice little kind of add-on kind of tokens that you can add in as well. and I must say I'm definitely interested. It's got 12 days to go, so hopefully, by the time you read this, or listen to this, read this, the time you listen to this, it'll be still about 11 days to go.
Yeah, I'm sure when they're watching this,
They'll see. Watching it? We're still not showing the video stream. I don't know what they would do. They would go, oh look, it's two guys.
I think they'd really kill it with fire, but...
Well, we'll see. They are funded. They are currently sitting at a total of 11,700.
Mm-hmm.
And their target was 8.5. So they're doing quite well. So just to... we'll obviously try and put this in the show notes. We'll put a link to the Kickstarter. And we'll also see if we can put a link through to their Twitter's accounts as well. We shall do that too. But that is Ophidian 2360, Survival of the Fittest. And it's by Hack and Slash Games.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two
that you're looking at. Yep.
That I'm looking at. You've got one as well, but you're gonna dig it out.
I'll
You might put it in the show notes, but we tried to look it out again and we couldn't find it for love nor money. I don't know why that was, but a couple of weeks ago, he turns the page in his notes.
Notes.
He's got notes. He turns the page and look, there's Foley for you. Bit of Foley. There's me turning just to show I can write. That's all it is. Couple of weeks ago, we spoke about Kickstarter.
Yep.
And we spoke about Kickstarter and big companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna kind of have a rant.
Oh, you go for it. You go for it, girl.
I'm gonna get right. That's it. You not all the big potatoes. The whole point, the way I view Kickstarter, and most of the vast majority of Kickstarter games that I've ever looked at or been interested in or even backed have always been the small studios. I believe that Kickstarter was invented for smaller studios to allow them to be funded.
Allow people that couldn't get funding to have some place to get funding. They had an idea, they knew the people would want it, but they couldn't get a big company to back them.
I mean, Sans Alley, for an example, they have written on their Kickstarter, basically, if they don't get funded, the game will get made.
Yeah. And
you kind of feel nowadays that there are, and I've joked about this, saying, oh yeah, let's, put the game out there. I backed a big name by a big company. And I'm just going to say, because why not? It's our podcast. I backed Dungeon Saga. I paid a reasonable amount of money for
a kidney. It was a kidney.
It was my cornea and my left big toe.
Oh.
Which is, they could have had it if they wanted, because I had an ingrown toenail on it. Anyway,
lovely.
But that's a tale. That is a tale for another time. The game was successfully funded. It went on to fund into 7 figures. It raised $1 million.
Yeah.
And everything was fine. There was a whole pile of expansions. The stretch goals were ridiculous. And you were expecting, well, it's going to take some time. And with any kind of Kickstarter program, you expect a little bit of a delay. And there was the kind of the normal delay for the game, and you wonder, well, you should have a planning meeting. But if you're successful, if something kind of takes off, then you end up running stretch goals, and then, as you know, that takes kind of more production time. And I'm usually very, very forgiving with companies that do that.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't get, and this seems to have been a bit of a flipping disaster, and luckily I've actually got my pledge. I know of a lot of people that haven't got their pledges from this.
Oh,
that
I
are
didn't
still
know it'd
waiting.
gone south like that.
Yeah, that are still waiting for their stuff to come through. that haven't received certain things and are waiting for certain expansions to come through and are waiting.
Did it have lots of different tiers? Is that
It's kind of tier heavy, and
tier
also
heavy, and,
buy this and you can buy a whole pile of other
and
things,
optional extras.
Yeah,
right,
that kind of thing, which I think can sometimes kind of kill a game. Or it can
I
make
got
it
the same problem with a role playing game that I've backed, and I can't get information from them.
Yeah,
because I ordered the pledge off of Kickstarter plus optional extras, but I never received some core emails telling me how much those extras are.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear about this. If you're kickstarting and you need the money, then that's fair enough. But if you're kickstarting, you're kind of a fully fledged business, and you're using this for pre-orders. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? There's some really good. There's Cool Mania or not seem to, they do a lot of their Arcadia range, they do a lot of Kickstarters, and they deliver time and time again. They seem to do quite well, and I'm quite happy to go with, on occasion I've kind of looked. What I didn't like with this was they did a really nice stylized box, which was the shape of a book.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah.
Oh god, yes. You remember this now, do you? Do you remember me? I brought this thing to the group. I had a big, huge cardboard box. I brought it to the group. I opened it in the group and I went, "Wow! Look at all these expansions. Look at all these additional things. Why isn't this fitting in the box?" So, at some point, with their money sitting in the bank, with all these expansions, they had decided to stay with the rather wonderful, fantastic-looking book-shaped box that they had, which didn't fit all the expansions. They then got an email out to everybody to say, "Oh yeah, guys, we've decided to make a whole new pile of book boxes for you. So if you want another one, you can buy it."
Oh,
so that was nice of them.
That's lovely.
Yeah, And secondly, it says, "Oh yeah, the Adventurer's Companion that we printed out as well. There was quite a few. I don't know if there was mistakes or errors, but they said, listen."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there's quite a few kind of like misprints and stuff. There's stuff that needs sorted out, and so what we'll do is we'll send it to you, but you'll need to pay for the postage. So I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's fairy dues, I suppose.
I kind of want, they're not asking me to produce the book. So this is back November time. It'll be delivered to you in March. And I'm like, okay, well, there's Chinese New Year coming up, which seems to happen kind of every year. And then it's the same message you get through about, oh, things are always going to be delayed because everything shuts for kind of like 2 weeks over Chinese New Year. But they arrived. I got the Adventurer's Companion, which is bound like an annual. And I got another book box.
Lovely.
So it fits all of the pieces.
Oh, it does now, does it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, actually, because some form of luck, I have a secondary Adventurer's Companion.
Oh, lovely.
Free of charge. But they don't fit in the box.
Oh, so the miniatures and everything fit in the box, but now the rulebook
The Adventurer Companion, the additional rulebook, it doesn't fit in the box. They've made it, in making it annual, annual type, and you know what I mean. If you know what I mean by an annual, anybody that's got an annual, it's like that. 2 big thick bits of cardboard, nice thin bits of paper, but it's added about an extra half a centimetre hardback around each side, so it means it doesn't fit in the book box.
Oh well.
Raging. It was just the icing on the cake. I was just like, are you joking me? Actually, I remember I was like that. It was almost like Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Where she goes, "Are you effing kidding me here?" I just couldn't believe it. So it's kind of, all you've done there is you've just completely put me off any campaign that Mantic do. And there's still disgruntled fans on the Facebook saying, "I've ordered this." And the worst thing about it is the guys that it was out in retail before it was available for the Kickstarter.
Yeah,
that's rubbish. Yeah, it's a bit of a nonsense where you've got people that can go ahead and order the game, and there's guys still waiting for your pledges, yeah? All it's done is it's just put me off completely.
Yeah.
If I see a Kickstarter by Mantic, I'll be thinking twice about it.
Like the Catacombs, I was waiting.
Oh, have you seen the price of that now, though?
How much is it now?
Oh, it's going ridiculous. It's like about £250.
Uh-huh.
It's stupid.
I know.
It's like an investment.
That's why I wanted it.
All right, there you go then.
Well,
But
I
anyway.
didn't want it because it was going to be worth money. I wanted it because I love the game.
But all you do is you
that
get...
came out. It got released to the Kickstarters. Then it was like another 4 weeks before we could physically, people that didn't get into the Kickstarter could buy it.
Yeah.
And that seems right to me, if you know what I mean.
That's fine. But when you're getting the retail versions are coming out for the people that back the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it's that level of money. It's just not on. And I hate to rant, but the annual was just the last thing.
Yeah.
It was just like, what? I've not played it. I probably will play it because I want to make sure, but I'm worried that I'm going to be missing pieces and stuff like that because it just doesn't seem to have been very, very well run. And all it does is it puts people off backing on Kickstarter when they hear bad stories. So, which is why at We're Not Wizards we like to give shout outs to the smaller guys because we think that they're more likely to just, every backer is important to them. They don't just put a campaign out there in 45 seconds. They're funded. Yeah. So it's, these guys are having to fight and having to advertise against the bigger guys.
Trying not to embezzle the money.
Exactly. And if you're a bigger guy, then deliver to your people. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my rant.
Okay, that was a rather free-flowing rant.
It
wasn't very rantish.
No, it was kind of... I wasn't trying to rant too much.
Damn your eyes, Mantic. Damn your eyes.
We have questions.
Ooh.
We have questions because I put out a tweet saying, would anybody like to ask us some questions?
No.
No, the answer was yes. Yes,
God.
they have. So we've got a couple of questions. I'm going to read a couple out. Let me just see. We have... The first one is from the wonderful, the fantastic Paddy Stardust. Paddistine. And he has said, what are your earliest board game memories? Colin?
For me, my earliest board game memory would be a game called Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda.
All right, okay.
Sorry. Oh, dear God.
Like,
where's that gone? I've never heard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which was this brilliant little game. You rolled your dice and you moved little ships. And the ships had magnets on them.
All right.
And the Bermuda Triangle was like this thing on rollers that was nothing but magnets.
Really?
And as it rolled along, if it went over your ships, they would either hit a magnet and get stuck to the bottom of it, or they wouldn't, because sometimes your ships would survive the Bermuda Triangle. It was a brilliant little game. Oh, man.
We should look that out.
It's worth quite a bit of money. My dad threw it out. Why, Father?
That's
why?
Like back to Star Wars, isn't it? back to the Super Nintendo games I was talking about the last episode or the episode before. For me, I think the two memories. It was when Milton Bradley kind of started to explore beyond kind of simple board games. So the first game I remember was a game called Hotel. And you had a board game, and it was like a normal kind of snaky round the board, except what you had to do is you had to purchase hotel properties. And then once you purchased the hotel properties, if people landed... It was like Monopoly. If people landed outside your hotel, they had to roll a dice, and then that would help them decide how many nights they were going to be staying. And then it kind of worked like that. The gameplay was like really, really simplistic, but the thing I remember for it is that the hotels themselves, there was like a boomerang hotel, which was a hotel in the shape of a boomerang. And then there was a Waikiki hotel, which was like little huts. And then there was like a big, huge executive hotel, which was like silvery foil kind of hotel. And it was all card with like a plastic top. But I must have played that like 6 times.
I hate to tell you, man, but Bermuda Triangle sounds
I'm
so
sure
much more
that-
fun.
I know. The only other game I remember playing, and it's interesting, is Escape from Atlantis. The original Escape from Atlantis with the plastic pieces. And the only reason it was that and Lost Valley of the Dinosaurs. But I've now got Escape from Atlantis again upstairs. I think it's Stronghold Games, maybe. I think so. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. If I'm wrong, I'll obviously correct it in the show notes. But that was a good game. That was a good fun game. So thank you very much, Paddy Stardust, for your question. Nick,
no, that's some good memories. Oh no, gonna have to find that game off on eBay somewhere.
Nick Jones, Lane at 360. Question is yes? Question mark. So I don't know what to make of that, but he then did go on and ask a couple of questions. He says, "What? That's a question, isn't it?" Very funny.
Anything with a question mark would be a question.
Yes, it would be. So he's asked a couple of questions. I'll take the best one out of a bad bunch.
Ooh,
ooh. It's lost a listener. He's saying, "What new game or expansion are you most excited for?"
Ooh, Richard, what expansion are you most itching for? What's crawling through your veins?
What am I thinking about? New game wise, I am thinking about the Star Wars Rebellion game that's out, which I've looked at. Expansion wise, I want to get a Star Destroyer for Armada.
For Armada, yeah.
Because Armada's kind of taken over from when I'm from my game from X-Wing that I used to play on and off. He's also asked, what's the latest Kickstarter thing you've heard about, which we have answered. Sans Elite, and the other one, which is Ophidian 2360. So get your laughing gear or your typing gear around that.
Only if it interests you.
Yes, only we can't force you to do anything either. He's also asked,
what are you doing with your endorsement money?
I'm going to go to Disneyland.
Good, yeah.
He's asked, card game, party game, dungeon crawler, what's your go-to type of game?
For me,
yes.
I really love dexterity games. So
yes, you do love a bit of dexterity.
Anything involving flicking discs about, it's...
We really want to see those fingers. We really want to see those fingers. I like a dungeon crawler, but I'm kind of going the way of card games because they're small, and they're easy kind of to buy, and So, but yeah, give me a dungeon crawler. Anything with kind of figures, little kind of miniature-y things. I kind of like that. That's my kind of deal. And his last one is: do you have different groups of friends for different styles of games? I personally get a game with whoever's actually not going to throw something at me and run away.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got quite a few different.
The club we're at does have certain groups that do certain things, so
you've got
I tend to float around them. Yeah.
So you could do a bit of RPGing.
Not so much these days, but
Frostgrave, board gaming.
I think the question is more revolving around board games, but I think I do. We've got sort of like our main group that we play with, and then there's like Dave, John, Simon, and that
they
also occasionally bring board games, and they have completely different collections to it. So it's not really whether I only play board games with, I only play a dungeon crawler with, say, X and X, and I only play card games with Adam and John, or if you know what I mean.
I'll grab Andy if I'm playing a card game, because he's usually already played it. And we played the first time I played Ashes was with him, because he played it.
There's definitely people I don't play certain types of games with.
Yes.
Because they...
kick the toys out the prams.
Well, not really that. It just... they don't gel with a certain type of game, and they can destroy the group.
Yes.
If they're not having fun. So
yes. Turn their back.
As I can when I'm not having fun.
Yes, but you're not that difficult to play with anyway.
Oh,
You're
I can be.
No, I'm sure you can.
Kingdom
sure
Builder. Oh, I can be. Oh my God.
I'm sure you can. Yeah. So thanks for those questions, Nick.
Yes,
it's appreciated. All he said that is that better. Yes, it is. Thank you very much for sending us a barrage of questions, and I'm gonna put little hearts next to all these things that he's wrote to us on Twitter. It's that time again. Already, it is. We've broke our rule. We've actually over an hour.
Oh my God, we need to wrap this up.
I know, because we're entering. Because now we need to take off 5 minutes off of episode number 4.
Yep.
It's an hour at a time. We don't want to spoil you.
Well, we don't want to bore the Hades out.
Well, that's it. You remember, some of you might be getting out your car to go into work or doing whatever you're going to be doing.
Right.
If they want to find us, if you want to see us, if you want to talk to us, or if you want to email us, that is all good. You can find us on Twitter at We're Not Wizards. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/We're Not Wizards, because we've got a page now. You do know that.
Yes, of course. Yeah. What's Facebook?
Doesn't matter. It's a book of faces. iTunes, we're on iTunes, so if you can rate and review us and like and subscribe, that'd be beautiful. You can email us on magic@we'renotwizards.com or
.co.uk.
Thank you very much for listening. If you want to hear more of us, then just let us know. If you have any questions, then again, just let us know. But remember, we are here for you, and we are many things, but we are not wizards.
Unless we're playing wizards.
Well, unless we are playing wizards. Okay. You can say bye-bye, Colin.
Goodbye, Colin.
And I've been Richard, and thanks very much for listening. Do we do a theme tune end thing?
Yeah, of course we do.
Right, okay, here's the glass. Goodbye.
We're cutting
Goodbye.
that out. That's good. Right, goodbye.
Goodbye.